Well, I've got the clap, and now you've got it too. I'm Jackie.
Wow, 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 wow. That's all I got, sorry. I'm Justin.
On second thought, let's not go night jogging in Echo Park. I'm Sam, and this is 1982 or 1984's or 2021's Alley Cat on Stinker Madness.
Hello and welcome to Stinker Madness, a podcast about bad movies. I don't know how to do it. This is a movie from, as Sam said, currently streaming on Roku. What was the service you use?
I watched it on Pluto.
Pluto, okay.
And we
Alley
should
Cat.
just mention up front that there's different transfers out there.
Okay.
There's a DVD. There's a Blu-ray that was released in 2021 by Vinegar Syndrome, which is supposed to be like the bee's knees as far as the transfer. I looked at a website that showed just some of the frames and the differences, and it's like, oh my god, I can see it. I watched a 4x3 transfer on Pluto, so I think I saw the best version of the VHS transfer, and it had some pretty dark scenes.
Okay, all right. Starring a lady that might be in other karate movies. I'm not real sure.
She's not.
Okay.
This is Karin Mani, and this
Karin
would
Mani.
have been her sort of shoot up to better roles. But as I said, it was released in 82 or 84, because they shot this in like 80 or 81, and it didn't get released until 84, so she had moved on with her life by that point. She'd done some bit roles in some other movies, and by 85, she was out.
Well, there you go, Jackie. That's why you thought that this looked like a 70s movie, because in truth, it's almost a 70s movie.
There's somebody out there that said it was shot in 70, but I can't believe that for a second. And I saw a car that was a Japanese car that was a little boxy in one of the shots, so I'm thinking 80, 81 was when they shot it.
Yeah, maybe right in there. So pretty early on, karate movie, revenge, the usual urban, death wish almost, just a general lady kung fu revenge movie is what we're working with here. Sam, why don't you tell us more, because it sounds like you just cannot wait to talk about.
I can't wait
Alley
to talk
Cat.
about the 8 things I have to talk about. This has been on my watch list for like, I don't know, 5 or 6 years. It's funny that I got a hold of it. It got on my radar before it was on Vinegar Syndrome's radar, so that's kind of cool.
Oh, look at you.
Look at me, and it hadn't been streaming for free in any of that time until just recently. And what was funny is when we picked this, like last week, you were like, we're going camping, so you have to pick the movie before I leave. And so I picked it right after we recorded last week, and it was on Amazon, and it's not on Amazon anymore.
Oh, balls. Well, good thing we still had access to it. Thanks, Roku. And
I'm thinking Amazon
Pluto
probably would have been the Vinegar Syndrome, but I don't know. I think at this point, Vinegar Syndrome needs to just do like a $5 a month, put it on the servers, let's watch our shit, because they have to put shit out of print all the time.
Well, I got a hot little trivia for you. I've seen the Blu-ray version of this movie. So there.
When did you see the Blu-ray version of this movie?
Some time ago. Quite some time ago. A few years.
Well, so if it would have been pre-2021, you would have saw the DVD.
Maybe it was the DVD. I don't know. But
the DVD was a transfer it was a 16:9 transfer as well. It just wasn't cleaned up. The Vinegar Syndrome took the original shooting footage to reassemble the film, and so it's very much a good transfer.
Okay. Well, maybe I'm wrong, but I thought that was what it is. Anyways, go ahead.
In 1980, Film Ventures International, who had originally was started by Edward Montoro, he had originally done a porno movie that cost like $13,000, but made like $150,000, and it shot him onto the scene. He was making movies and did a lot of funding for Italian spaghetti westerns like Boot Hill with Terrence Hill. I don't know if Bud is in that one, but it was sort of an offshoot of the Trinity series, and then he would release those over here theatrically and make some cash, which led him to his worst financial decision ever, because he was the man...
Bitcoin.
No, he was the man that acquired the rights for Great White domestically.
Like the band?
No, the movie that got the shit suit out of him by the Edward Castellari did a fucking complete ripoff of Jaws called Great White.
Okay.
You talk about this sometimes. You know what I'm talking about.
I think it's...
I thought we watched this.
Yeah, I thought it's called Cruel Jaws.
No,
Title we
depending
used.
on which version of it you get, it can be called whatever. But either way, Universal sued the shit out of Film Ventures International to the point that they were basically barely able to operate by the time this movie was being made, which is interesting because I think it was Robert E. Waters. One of the writers was originally slated to direct it. And he's like, I want, total control, which in these movies, like, how do you not just like, you don't have enough stake as a producer. You're just like writing a check for a couple of $100,000. Like, where else do you want to stick your fingers in this pie? But the writer was unable to direct it because they weren't going to give him full reign on the production or whatever. And it's like, why not? Unless he wanted too much money. Maybe he wanted too much money. But in any event, Al Valletta or Victor M. Ardones originally started directing it and either was quit or got fired. And then the other one picked it up and he either quit or got fired. And eventually the studio head, Edward L. Montoro, who is getting the shit suit out of him at this point, is directing the movie while getting the shit suit out of him by Universal. Mm-hmm. And all of those things lead to it basically getting shelved. God knows what the post-production was like, if that's what held it up, but it doesn't get released until... And actually, I believe there's VHSs that have a copyright of 1982, which means that they might have finished it and then just not released it for 2 years and already had the copies of VHS, which makes zero fucking sense, but it's the sort of thing that happens all the time with these houses that are just sort of holding on by a thread. So he gets the shit suit out of him for Great White. And then the studio spends far too much money on Mutants, which was... It had a real solid leading man in One Wings Hauser.
Oh, okay.
And Mutants tanks.
Yeah, I can
pretty
see
hard.
that. I wonder why.
At which point, Victor goes to the bank and he withdraws $1 million from the Film Ventures International bank account. Probably saying, we're going to make one more big bet on a higher budget film. And the bank's like, here's the money. And he's like, thank you. And no one ever saw him again.
Would you like a receipt? No, I'm good.
He has completely fucking disappeared.
Huh.
And,
$1 million.
The shell of the company would exist for a while longer. And one of the last films it would give us was it picked up distribution for Phantom Empire, which I believe we've done. Mm-hmm. And then after that, it became defunct. And I don't know, like, because the rights were so dubious to begin with, it reverted. And then it's not like the Film Ventures International catalog as a whole got bought by somebody. It sort of dispersed into where a lot of it was originally. And so you have films like this that Vinegar Syndrome just gets a hold of and they're like, okay, we're going to do this. And then they did, which I might end up buying that just to see how good it is. Because I liked it. It was good. Karin Mani doesn't do anything, as I said, because this doesn't get released in time for her to get that second role that maybe gets her up there with the likes of, say,
Cynthia Rothrock.
Sybil Danning, maybe?
Sybil Danning, yeah.
She could have done... She had the assets to have that sort of career, I would say. Britt Helfer, who plays the hooker, was in Young Warriors, and she had a larger career. And it seems like she's done other stuff that I wasn't able to find, and it's just not well documented in her career because the internet is full of publicity shots and headshots of her. So she must have been in a sitcom or a soap or something. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, okay.
Either way, nobody else is really anybody in this, and it's being shelved for 2 years. Really prevented anybody that was involved with it from doing anything with their career. That is the story of Alley Cat.
It's a bummer. It's a bummer for those people, but whatever.
It's a bummer for those eyes in America that didn't get a better... Wait, you know what? It leaves nothing to the imagination. You get a full picture of what she's got going on by the time you've seen the movie all the way through.
Yeah. 40, I shouldn't apologize too much. I mean, yeah, it sucks for them, but it was 41 years ago. I'm sure everybody's stopped crying over their lost careers. Damn you! Delays! Legal delays cost me a future. I could have been next to Meryl Streep in Postcards from the Edge and got my titties out and kicked a guy in the face. Haha, but no.
I couldn't tell if it was her doing the karate or if she had a stunt double.
I don't know. I didn't really...
Because there's a lot of the stuff with the pretty fancy kicks is shot completely from behind, so it could just be a tiny dude in a wig or something. You have no idea.
Probably Steven Seagal. He did all that.
According to him.
Yeah, according to him.
According to him, he did everything.
Did stunts for a busty chick because, they're like, well, we got to get Steven Seagal in here. That's what he said. Taekwondo guy.
Vladimir Putin entrusted me with the karate in this film. And then I played the blues guitar and ate 47 burritos.
47 and a half. All right. Jackie, do you want to say anything before we get going on this? To add?
No, I don't.
No, I do not. Okay. So this starts out with, it's a grungy urban scenario. I'm guessing it's supposed to be LA. I'm not real clear on where this is supposed to be.
It's LA, and it's interesting that the film had financiers from the Philippines. That this was like among its other dubious notes of dubious form was that it was like a Filipino movie that was going to be shot in LA, and it's like, you do that the other way around, guys.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Right.
But it was shot in LA, and I feel like that's Echo Park, the outside of Echo Park that she's running in, which is like, don't go jogging in Echo Park at night. Like, don't go ever.
Jogging at any park after night. I don't care where it's at. Don't do that. All right. So let's describe our character, our lead, before we get into the events. Her name is Billie. She lives with her grandparents, who seem to be, they're, as told to us, elderly. They're like in their 70s or something like that. They're old people. And she's got black belt. That's her thing that she's working on. Does she have a job?
Not that I can tell.
No, I don't think that ever comes up.
She's getting ready for a martial arts competition.
That's it. That's all she's got going. Yet somehow she lives in a tiny little, not ranch style. I can't remember what those styles are.
It's her grandparents' house.
It's her grandparents' house. It's a small house. And she's got a fucking Alfa Romeo. Cherry red Alfa Romeo Spider. Yes, it's not like the most expensive Alfa Romeo, but in 1980, early 1980s, this was a pretty fucking sweet car, man. So I don't know where she got some cash. Maybe she kicked a guy's wallet out of his pocket.
It was her graduation present, and then maybe her parents died and she got a little bit of money, but she lives with her grandparents because she doesn't have a job. That seems like what's happening here.
Yeah, but she still got the car. Anyways, tire thieves. They're everywhere in LA. They're springing out of the shadows, swarming her car. They even get the spare tire. Like, that's the first thing they go for, is her spare tire. Yeah.
What the fuck are these nutsacks up to?
They're selling you see the cars on the side of the road, and they got the stripped off tires. That's what they're doing. They're stealing tires. And I don't know what you do with them once you got the tires. You go to a used tire store and say, hey, I got this set of tires. And they're like, those are Alfa Romeo wheels, and you're driving a rusted out 72 Dodge truck.
They need to steal the rest of the fucking car.
Why wouldn't they just steal the car? The whole car. This is early 1980s LA. I'm sure you got a guy that can go get vengeance and intimidate witnesses later, why wouldn't you have a fence that can take the entire car? It's a convertible. The top is down in the scene.
Just take the car.
Well, not to mention that you two forget to mention that they're walking down the street when they decide to steal these tires.
How are they
have
even
no
going to make
vehicle.
off with the fucking tires?
Yeah, they have
You
no
gonna
vehicle.
roll them
no
down
way
the
to
street?
no way to get them over the fence once they've stolen them because the fence is locked.
Mm-hmm.
So they're either extremely tough and they could throw tires over a 9-foot fence.
Got it.
And then they're going to roll them one in each hand down the street.
But
And then
no,
somebody's
there's
going to
only
wear the
two guys.
spare on their
They got
neck.
spare.
That's what they're going to have to like trade off with the third one. Like 2 guys are rolling the tires and they rotate back and forth for the middle tire. It's like a fucking circus act if they can get these goddamn tires out of there.
They entertain children,
Or
during the daylight hours.
Do they stick the crowbar thingy into the spare tire and ride it like a tricycle?
Oh, yeah, a single axle. That's safe.
He just sticks all 5 of the tires on the one guy and rolls him down the street.
Like he's a GoBot.
Yeah.
And surfboards his way down.
So these guys are just nutsacks.
Yeah, they're idiots.
And
They're totally
it's interesting because the lady calls and her neighbor's like, somebody's stealing your tires. And she's like, I'm pretty sure she's taking the wheels as well, you dumb bitch.
Yeah.
Also, here's my titties. Like right off the bat, she's like, I'm just going to take off my shirt and change to beat these guys up so that you can see my giant cans.
Well, I can't beat up guys in my 90.
Not to mention that we later learn that Grandpa is in that room that she strips down and puts on pants with no underwear and just takes her shirt off.
That's a good point.
Grandpa's sleeping in there.
Yep. Good point. Grampy gets okay. So she goes out there after getting dressed in her kung fu clothes and kung fu's these guys, or karate's them, I guess, because she's a black belt. And then she's fine. Like the karate is doing its job. They're getting noses busted and balls smashed, and they're both laying on the ground. Grandpa comes out with a 38 and starts fucking shooting. She's in the midst of this entire fucking fray. And he's like, get out of here, you damn thieves. Blam, 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 blam. And they run away because he can't shoot shit. But the whole time he could have shot his granddaughter.
Or the guys that are nutsacks are more nutsacks now because they're getting the shit kicked out of them. And now that an old guy with a gun shows up, they're like, run, that guy could shoot us maybe. But we weren't getting the living shit kicked out of us a minute ago.
Yeah, because they were talking shit of, oh, what are you going to do, little girl? And then she beats the fuck out of him. And then, old man with a gun, go!
Yeah. Probably can't even see us.
Right, but God damn it, Grandpa. Like, this whole movie is Grandpa. I'm just going to go ahead and say this. Grandpa is the idiot plot. Like, none of this happens unless Grandpa's not an idiot. Everybody else is fine in this movie. She's competent. She's kicking guys' ass, dealing with crime, a la, oh, God damn it. Now I can't think of his name. Anyways, she's Chuck Norris all over the fucking place. And then Grandpa, every time he's on screen, he fucks it all up for everybody, especially with this goddamn gun. Jesus, Grandpa. Just go back in the house. Matlock's on. What? It is? Yeah, so they run away. They go to this guy named Phil, who's like, Phil is their crime boss. Like, hey, who do we know that can deal with stuff? It's Phil. Let's go see Phil. I don't know what you call Phil, but he's their leader of their little shitty gang.
That's what you call Phil, is the leader of the nutsacks.
Yeah, pretty much. Phil is not a nutsack.
Prime.
He's not, though. Phil's got something together. I think Phil's right where he wants to be in life.
He doesn't.
Yeah,
he's
I think
wearing
Phil's right where he wants to be.
Dirty underwear, and he's got a hooker with him. That
his
means he's got it
choice.
together.
That's not like our version of get it together. I think Phil is living his best life. That's what where he wants to be. He is comfortable with empty beer cans everywhere, old cat food in the corner that doesn't even have a cat, like just trash everywhere, his underwear on the back of the couch. That is Phil's dream house. I think he's good. I think he's doing well. So they're like, yeah, this lady did all that stuff that we talked about, or that Tinker Bandits just talked about. And he's like, oh, fine, I'll take care of it. I'll handle it. And his hooker, he's got a hooker there, and he describes her as the best the blowjob queen of Southern California or something like that.
Something like that. He's like, oh, she's gonna compete in the blowjob Olympics.
Yeah,
Good thing
right.
I'm not a judge.
Blam.
Blam.
So what are you gonna do about it, Phil? I'm gonna go get them. And she says, guys,
I have the clap, and now you do too. And then closes the bathroom door.
she says,
And he's only
you're
like,
gonna get it because you already got it. Because I have the clap. It's
And now you
hilarious.
do too.
And he's only moderately annoyed by that. He's like, oh, God damn it.
Oh.
Leaky dick.
It's hilarious. So doesn't fit with the rest of the movie because it is quite funny. And then that comedy goes away.
Mm-hmm.
So Phil goes out. It is, or they steal this. One of his guys steals a car very easily. Like you see,
they say, hey, go steal a car.
Uh-huh.
Instead, what happens on screen is they go to a storage unit where they have a car. And then they rifle through some license plates that they also have.
Uh-huh.
And they put a set on that car and start driving it around. This does not reek of car theft one bit.
No,
this is not how car theft
really
goes
doesn't.
down.
He has the keys.
He has the keys. This is just their car that they had in a storage unit.
Right. Hey,
That
nice
he
job on
didn't
the
want to
wheel
pay
theft.
taxes on after his grandpa died. And he was like, I'm not going to pay for this car. I'm not going to retitle it. I'm just going to leave it in this garage until we need it. And then I'll just change the license plates from these license plates I got from the antique store.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm going to pay monthly storage fees for it instead of parking it on the fucking street.
Checks out. And it's a heap too, dude.
It is a heap.
It's a piece of shit. Hey, nice job on the wheels, man. Where'd you get these? Your storage unit. It's your car, Phil. It's got a fucking dent in the side, the size of fucking California. It's a piece of shit. It's yours. Oh, damn it. I still own this? Then somebody stole it. Yeah, us. Dum. All right, so they go and pick up these two high dudes, one of the car thieves from earlier and some other rando, and they're just awful. And he's like, "You guys we're gonna go whack a grandpa, and you're high as shit, dum-dums."
So they say, let's go get him, but nothing that happens next isn't just circumstantial.
It's completely.
Phil is like, quit smoking that laced joint, you son of a bitch. I need your head on straight. Also, I forgot what we were doing. Let's just go. And he goes into a convenience store, a corner store. At this point, I think it's just called a corner store. And just wanders off with a bottle of champagne. So he steals a champagne bottle.
Uh-huh.
And then the grandpa and grandma walk out and they stab them for their groceries.
Yep. Did they know that was grandpa? Because I didn't know
They
that
couldn't
was grandpa.
have. They were just there.
No, they were just there. Oh. Well, I guess we got a revenge. So, job well
They
done.
didn't even know that they did anything. They just think that they're back in the black because they were in the red on those tires.
So they still don't, at this point in time, they stab an old lady and punched an old man. They don't know that it's grandpa?
They have how could they know?
Because
He went in and stole one bottle of champagne, which is stupid. And then they
wouldn't
just
know.
stabbed
Phil
some
never
randos.
saw grandpa.
Later on, one of the where the thugs, the gang members, whatever they are, will be like, these old ladies never learn when she's doing her street justice business. So they just stab old people that shop late at night for their groceries.
Yep.
So in a perfect world, had they made off with those tires, I mean, they're going to be ahead like
$30.
that they got to split 4 ways.
Yeah.
But
Not a
now
good
they've
racket.
got a bottle of Metamucil,
Mm-hmm.
a quart of milk, a half loaf of bread,
Mm-hmm.
and a jar of jelly.
Yeah. Bingo. What do we get tonight, boys? Yeah, let's divvy it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, fix it in. All
forget
right.
it.
All right. I love the fix it ins. Any boys got dentures? No? Okay. Well, someday we might. So we're just going to put this in the savings pile from the crimes that we do, just in case.
And in the corner next to the cat food, there's like a cardboard box, and it's got like 50 tubes of Fixodent in it.
Yeah. We'll add it to the fix-it-in pile. Yeah, someday the payoff on that fix-it-in is going to come in, boys. And then we're going to be high rollers. And those clowns that laughed at us down at the car wash, they're going to be paying the price when we come in with all that fix-it-in. I don't know where I got
If
car wash.
only they would have known that COVID was coming and there was going to be a shortage of Fixodent.
Yeah.
I don't know if there was, but they would have cleaned up nicely. They would have
There's
sold their
a guy-
Fixodent on Amazon.
Yeah, for like $4 each. Yeah, payoff.
They're interviewing for a 5th member of the gang, and he's like, well, we could use the Fixodent to stick the tires together, and then they'd roll as a unit a little bit easier, and they're like, fuck you, get out of here.
Yeah. That's good criming right there. Fix it. So Grandpa, he goes to the hospital. Grandma goes to the hospital. They call Billie. Oh no, but Grandma's already dead.
She's not dead yet.
She's not dead
She's
yet.
in a coma.
She's in a coma.
Okay, all right. She's on her way. Not far from dead. I don't want to go in the cot.
Yeah. And then she meets Johnny by hitting him in the face with a door. And he just like gets medical attention in 20 seconds in between them talking, and he's all bandaged up, even though he didn't look like he was all that bad off to begin with.
And I like
He's a
how
douche,
everybody
but
in this movie
whatever.
is an unhelpful asshole. Hospital staff, unhelpful.
Yeah.
He's having a conversation with his buddy that's working down the hall, and they're talking about what they did last night. And he can't take 2 seconds to be like, oh yeah, I know who the old lady who was shot was. Room 205 down the hall, right?
Right.
Not helpful. Cops, not helpful. Convenience store guys, not helpful. Neighbor across the street calls you to tell you your tires are getting stolen, but doesn't call the police. Not helpful.
Not helpful.
But Johnny Rookie, he's a cop.
He's totally helpful.
He's helpful because he can see what's underneath that blouse. Hey, you need some help, ma'am? Oh, I do. My grandpa and my grandma were assaulted last night. And he's like, oh, you're Billie, the karate lady. Let me take you over to your grandpa. He's in the waiting room. He's been there for a while. He's passed out.
He's been there.
Yeah.
Yeah. They end up just going back to Grandpa's house, and she's like, this was a fun spot too, because she's like, take these to go to sleep. And he's like, I don't need pills to go to sleep. I don't do dope. And she's like, it's not dope. It's Valium. It's totally worse.
And the last time we
By a
saw
lot.
him, he was sleeping.
Yeah, he was lying. He can just take a nap whenever. He's like a fucking bird. Just picking up something on his head and he's out like a light.
She was in a coma for a while. I had a lot of free time, so I slept at the hospital. Well, Grandpa, you need to sleep. I know you've been under a lot of stress lately. Why did we let you move in, you stupid Billie? So after the grandma dies, blah blah blah, and maybe there was a funeral. I'm not real sure.
Grandma dies and they go to fucking Arby's.
Yeah, right. Well, first they go to the police department and flip through some photos and see a picture of
Ooh,
Phil.
that's right. And get a positive ID on the guy.
Yeah, right? Yes.
They have a positive ID on the guy for the entire movie.
Not his first foray into the crime. The cops are familiar with Phil. But nothing happens.
They're like, look through these books. You're probably not going to find him. In the middle of the cops, it's like, it's this guy right here. This is the guy.
Yeah, that's him.
That's him? Yep, this guy right here, absolutely
Scar
him.
on his face. greasy hair.
Well, we'd have to like go look for him or something. His address is written right here. You just go get him. No, it's not how it works. What if he says he didn't do it?
Well,
this is the guy.
It's him.
Just go get this guy here.
Yeah, right, him.
They don't do that.
No. They don't. Then
It's like they put a little check mark next to that guy's name, like, yep, this is the 6th time this guy's been identified in the last week. Maybe we should do something. No, he's got to hit 10 stars. Once he gets 10 stars on his card, then we can go pick him up.
Yeah, then he gets free coffee. Because that's the efficiency of the cops here. The family, however, goes to piping hot Arby's.
Piping hot. And we also are introduced to a question that will never be answered in this film. Who the fuck is Rose?
Who the fuck is that?
Who the fuck is Rose?
That's the neighbor lady from the beginning.
Oh,
that
is it?
alerted her that her car was being stolen. That's the neighbor lady.
Oh, okay.
Well, that
She's
is
there
and her friend.
fantastic, Jackie. That is. I never thought that was going to get an answer. So Rose is just the annoying neighbor.
Hey,
Yep.
My grandma died. Your neighbor. You hungry? Are we doing Arby's? Yeah, let's go to Arby's.
Well, what was weird is that they went to the funeral and then they went to Arby's and then Rose has changed into her Arby's outfit. So it was like they gave her a ride
To her
job.
She has
to her job at Arby's. And then she was like, well, while you guys are here, let me give you a bereavement lunch.
Yeah.
And then she sits and has lunch with them. And then she goes to work and they take the limo back to the house.
Curly fries?
And Rose is like, eat your sandwich. You don't want it to go to waste. And he's like, fuck you, Rose. I know how to eat a fucking sandwich.
Do you want Arby's sauce in your bereavement? Oh, Grandma, she loved beef and cheddars. How could we go on? Horseradish, please.
And I'll take one of those apple pies if you've got one.
Yeah. They still do those? I don't remember. I don't know if Arby's does the
I
apple
haven't
pies
been
anymore.
to Arby's in a while.
Yeah, who does? Who goes to Arby's?
They had those tiny sandwiches that were really good for like 8 years ago or something.
Mm-hmm.
Those were good.
Yeah. I don't know. So then Billie, she goes to a pool party hosted by Ricky Johnny or Johnny Rookie's friends. I'm not real sure how Johnny Rookie has access to.
Johnny lives in this apartment complex.
Mm-hmm.
But there's like, I don't know. It seems like those people are there with them.
It looked like
They're
a
other
public
residents.
pool, kind of. So I think Jackie's right. It's the apartment pool. That's sort of a kind of shitty party all day long.
And she asked him, how can you afford this place? And I'm thinking, because he has a goddamn job, unlike
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, right. Jesus.
He's like, I work for a living and
It's an apartment. It's not.
Yeah.
It's an apartment.
it's a studio apartment. It's not like it's real fancy.
It's not the Playboy
Like
Mansion.
you can shit and stir your baked beans on the stove at the same time. It's that small.
Yeah,
Let's not glorify this.
this is like an 8-man pool for an entire hotel or apartment complex. Rent is cheap here, dum-dum. So Billie's going to her karate tournament. She's got to jog to her karate tournament.
No, she's training for her black
It's training.
Okay, or I thought she was headed to the dojo to train, but either way, she does this by jogging at night through the park,
at night,
as mentioned.
which will fit into her pattern of being unemployed because she's not waking up early enough to go jogging during the day.
No. And Gramps is like, I don't like you running through the park at night. Well, God, it's illegal, Grandpa. First off, tell her that. You can't. It's trespassing. Don't go in the park at night. There's plenty of place. 24-hour fitness is coming, lady. Just be patient. Or drive your goddamn car to the dojo where you train at. You idiot.
Just
Jesus.
wake up before fucking
just
4 in the
wake up,
afternoon.
you freaking slob. So he's like, here, take this gun of mine into the park for self-defense. Oh, thanks, Grandpa. I probably won't need it on account of the karate, but yeah, I'll have it. Okay. As she's jogging along, she hears the sounds of attempted rape, and she runs over and karates these guys. It's Phil's guys again, and breaks it all up. and karates him up, and then one guy pulls a knife, which, like, she's demonstrated that that's not going to be a problem for her before.
No, and it fits into their pattern that they're afraid of the Saturday night special, but they're too dumb to realize they're getting the living shit kicked out of them.
Yeah.
So she squeezes off one, and then they're like, let's get out of here. Or they become more peaceable at that point and hold still while she calls the cops. Or she's like, give her your shirt and a dime. Mm-hmm. And then they sit there for the 48 minutes it takes 1980s LAPD to respond to something.
No, she says it took them 2 hours to get there. She has been holding these nutsacks for 2 hours.
I was giving them too much credit.
Yeah, the beer is warm. And these guys have been like, dude, I mean, I know that we're waiting for the police, but let's just finish these beers. What do you say? You want one? She's like, I'm training, motherfucker.
Miller time?
Yeah.
Either way,
by the time the cops get there, they've drank a 24-pack between the three of them. The two rapists and the hooker have drank a 24-pack, and most of them can't see.
You mean the victim? Are you kidding me? The hooker?
She was a hooker.
She was not. She was the waitress at a luau restaurant.
Yeah, dude.
Because that dress would make that the only thing that's happened. Because I'm not, like, if I see a hooker in that dress, I'm going to be like, ask her for directions to her luau restaurant where I could go get something to eat. And not be like, hey, here's whatever you want for sexual services. Yeah. Which is how that goes, I guess. You're just like, hooker. What do you require for your sexual services, hooker of the street? Obviously, I'm not experienced in these matters.
So the cops arrive. It's Johnny Rookie and his partner. And his partner is his name is Boyle. He's a real piece of shit.
He's not giving the LAPD in 1982 much credit.
No, he's not. But he arrests her because he's like, "You got a permit for that weapon?" And she's like, "No." Yeah, it's legal, and you shot it in city limits, and you're trespassing at night as well. And she's like, I was running in the park at night. So yeah, you got me there. But I heard the sounds of rape. And so I shot at these guys. Okay. And so you have a permit for shooting at those guys? No, I do not. It's not my gun. Yeah, that's illegal.
Allegedly, this actually happened in Detroit right before the movie was written, was that a woman stopped a rape and this allegedly happened where the two guys that were the rapists got off on a technicality and she had to do 30 days for firing firing an unpermitted weapon in city limits.
Yeah. So this movie's based on real life, huh? That's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Okay. Based on
a lot of realism in those cans.
Karate Boobs, the movie. Yeah, I mean, I look, I'm not saying that he should arrest her. I'm not saying that. But I'm kind of big on, like, carrying guns without a permit. Like, I'm not real big on that. Like, that we've had a lot of problems in this country when people don't have permits for their guns, and sometimes even when they do. But
street justice in general is a real romantic idea, I suppose, for those that think that they could do it. And then in the reality and the fantasy are far enough apart that, they're real far apart. Mm-hmm. So just don't street justice. The street justice is bad.
Yeah. Don't carry somebody else's gun for protection. It's just bad. Just don't go out in the park at night. It's that fucking easy.
In the park at night in LA or New York or really anywhere.
Stop it with the LA thing. No parks at night. It is not
signs that say don't come here at night because the only people that come here at night are already breaking the law and are going to do worse things to you.
There is only bad things that take place at the parks at night. You know, like, the thing is, you can't police a park. Like, you can't just have guys walk. You can't drive around it. There's no roads, really. I mean, there's maybe one, but, like, there's plenty of room to go where there's not roads. You can't just set up cameras in all the trees to, like, for security. Don't go into the parks at night. They're never going to be safe at night. Never.
Because I would go through the park at night all the time when I was drunk walking back from downtown. Because it was a lot fucking shorter. So don't go in the park at night unless like you're in Boise, Idaho in 2000 where there's just...
Nope.
So we're walking through the park at night and we hear like the lights come on with the golf cart and there's a Parks and Rec lady and she's like, honey, you're not supposed to be here. And I'm like, yeah, I know. Can you give us a ride? And she's like, sure. You want a menthol? So I'm like, yay, park at night. That happened. It was awesome.
She's like, I'm only 17. That's crime. She's too young to smoke cigarettes.
No,
crime in the park.
Middle-aged lady driving a golf cart in the middle of the night. I don't know what she was doing there, to be honest.
Crime. She was probably doing crime.
That had Parks and Rec on the side. This is a real deep conspiracy if that wasn't legitimate, whatever it was she was doing there.
She's dirty Park and Rec. She's on the dole, Sam. She was meeting up with her CI, taking money from the mob. Keep the park clean. So anyways, she gets arrested. She goes to the clink, and I've got Rick the Bond man. He's really freaking weird, and he appears later in the movie, but he doesn't have anything to do with the plot. He's just some weird guy in this movie. He gets bonded out. He's kind of a lurch.
I think he's the public defender or something.
No, he's not. Because
he's just a bondsman.
He's just
some sleazo.
Yeah, it's weird. And they have the funeral. And I guess Johnny Rookie paid for it because it's a nice funeral and they've got like a Cadillac to drop them off. And wait, I thought Grandma and Grandpa were on a fixed income. And I know Billie doesn't have any fucking money. So how'd that all shake out? But whatever. And the rapist from the park scene, he goes up to Phil and he's like, hey, so I got arrested for rape, I guess that's what they and trespassing and public intoxication. Well, we won't worry about those so much. And that Billie lady that kicked my ass the other night with the old guy, yeah, she's the one that did it again. Or maybe I don't know if she's the same one. I don't know, if that's just the thought that occurred in my mind. But either way, a lady beat me up, and now I'm going to jail. So can you help me with that? Wait, a lady beat you up and you're going, yes. Why would I help you? You suck. Last time a lady beat you up, we forgot about it. We never killed that grandpa, did we?
Do you know where we are or what we're doing here?
Huh. I totally forgot about that grandpa we were supposed to kill. Shit. I'll tell you what. I'll handle it. God, Phil, you just handle everything.
Phil's going to handle it by, I guess, raping the girl that got raped. But also he's like, we're going to get her. Mm-hmm. Do we know where she is? And they're like, I do. And he's like, did you remember where you were when you were stealing her tires from her house? Yes. Okay, so we've established now that you and I both know exactly where she would be if we want to go get her. Yes. Also, the police have established exactly who killed the grandma. Everyone knows where everyone is the whole time.
Guess what? Billie's out jogging at night again.
Why not?
God damn it, Billie!
You can't get up earlier than 4:45.
Jesus Christ! You went to jail for this very activity. You stupid. I know maybe it's not moral, but it's still the law, and you could avoid it easily. You dummy. And some dude harasses her. He's like, "Hey, you want a jogging partner?" And she's like, "Go away." Okay, well, boogaba! Jump out from behind a tree and tackle you.
So this guy's the jog rapist, which implies that she's not the only idiot that's doing this.
Yep.
That true. Sucks.
Yep. Okay, great. But she karates him up pretty good. Kicks his balls in a few times and leaves him in the dirt. She doesn't call the cops or anything like that. She just leaves him there,
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, she knows what's going to happen if she calls the cops. She's going to get another vagrancy or trespassing. 2 strikes all of a sudden. She's on her way to San Quentin if she calls the cops at this point.
Well, it's court day. and she gets a $500 fine and some amount of probation. Quite
a year.
lengthy. A year of probation. Okay, that's a while. And then she's not real happy about that, but justice served, I guess. So they go to her and the cop boyfriend. He's like, "Hey, sorry about your crime, you being a convict and all, and on account of me and not helping in any way at the time I could have, but also the cop that my partner, he didn't even the arresting officer didn't even show up to court, and so I don't really understand how your case even was brought before the judge. Seems like the district attorney didn't really want to do it.
Yeah, if the arresting officer doesn't show up, it's all over.
Yeah. So sorry I testified against you, I guess. I don't know. I guess I was there when you were arrested, and I am a cop, so I guess I betrayed you by showing up today. You want to go to the dojo and fight, though?
Come back to my apartment and take a shower with the fucking door open.
Yeah.
This was the best.
It was.
So she's like, you wouldn't want me to get the floor any wetter than I already have because you left the goddamn door open. Shut the
Close
door, bitch.
the fucking shower door.
You are going to make
towel?
my bathroom mildewy and shitty, and you're going to ruin my linoleum, and it's going to stink in there. Like, really?
Cop salary,
What
lady.
What kind of asshole doesn't shut the goddamn door?
And she's fully aware of it because she's like, I'm splashing everywhere. Well, stop. Stop doing that.
Hey, great
It's
cans,
not cute.
but gross mildew. I'm on a cop salary. I can't afford to clean this. I lose my deposit. Also, great cans. Let me just get in there with you. Would have been the smart thing. Looks like you could use a hand. Or
I'll
What
show
would've been
you
great
how
is
to
if
get
he would've
water
been-
on the carpet. And then he falls down.
Slips on the carpet that she's gotten all wet. It's his head. He's passed out. So she just closes the door to the
just
shower. She's like,
splashes
I'll
all
just
over
finish
him.
up.
Door's still open. Showers getting everywhere.
Now you've got soap in your eyes.
and a fractured skull, but the soap in the eyes is what she's concerned about, Jackie. Yeah, he's like, hey, I got some champagne and ooh, champagne bubbly, and so then they have intercourse.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile,
If I would have known that it was only going to take me a $5 thing of brute
yeah,
to get somebody to have sex with me and to let them spill a little bit of water on my floor, in my 20s, I would have been rocking it.
brute everywhere.
Yep, I would have had just a pantry of brute.
That's not where you keep brute, Jackie. The pantry.
Well, you only put one into the fridge, right? Because you're only going to get one honey pot at a time.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're going to kick them out and then put a new thing of brute in there. And then you got to get 2 to 3 hours to make sure that it's nice and cold. You don't want to, look like you're trapped in entrapment.
Could you be like,
But
oh, I'll just make you dinner. Hey, could you go in the pantry and hand me the pasta? She opens up the door. Oh my God, sploosh! All this brute.
Why is your shower just spraying water onto the
Why
floor?
is your bathroom floor so wet?
I call it foreplay.
Wouldn't it be floor play?
Ooh.
Jesus, walked right over that one. Oopsie. All right. So meanwhile, Phil is he's working on the murder Vic, and I thought he was gonna try to kill her, or working on murdering the victim, because he's got a knife. And then he's like, maybe. Oh wait, are you gonna leave town? Yeah, I'm gonna leave town. I don't like this whole knife thing. It scares me. This is not worth it to me. I'm not gonna testify. Don't worry. And he's like, okay, well, how about I force you to give me a blowjob? No. Like, yeah. She could have fought. I guess not. He's got a knife. I don't know. He's a scumbag.
the knife goes away pretty quick when you bite down.
Yeah, I bet. or it goes right in your back.
And that's fine. I will probably survive. But you are fucker, you're gonna bleed to death.
Maybe. I don't know. Miranda Bobbitt's husband didn't bleed to death. That might be a... I don't know. I'm not a doctor of penises or backs. So either way, it's not a good situation for everybody involved. Even if you get your vengeance, Jackie, sucks.
Has Officer Dipshit gone to the hooker yet?
Yes.
No, we're back at court.
Okay.
He went to the hooker, but that's
because
only plot
he's
relevant
like,
later.
there's a complaint up there that I'm not banging enough hookers. Go away for just drive around. What a piece of shit.
Yeah, Boyle, he sucks. All right, so it's back at court, and same judge as before. Billie's there, everybody's there to see, and except the victim. And the judge is like, well, no, victim, district attorney, I guess you have a lead witness. And Billie's like raising her hand. I was there. I literally was arrested.
And other witness are there.
You saw me. You gave me probation because of this whole scenario. I'm right. I was a witness. It's that guy right there with the scar, or not the scar. He's got stupid douchey goatee and shitty holy shirts. That's him right there. Okay. Well, any other witnesses, because I don't like you. Damn it. So they dropped the rape charge, and she's like, what the fuck? Motherfucking goddamn stupid judge, you piece of shit. I'll fucking karate kick your balls through your throat. He's like, contempt of court, 30 days. Next. Then this couple comes in and they're feuding over their cats, and he's like, not divorce court. Oh no. Where are we? Okay. Yeah, so
we're here today
she's
to
gone
witness the going to jail of Annie.
Billie,
a commercial karate martial artist who is now serving 30 days. Let's go to the courtroom. All rise. Inmates, this is the new fish. Billie.
Wait, everybody rises when you come into jail?
Yeah, this is how this works.
Huh.
Just go with it.
It's the people's jail.
Yeah, it's the people's jail.
Yeah,
and
the
now,
people's jail. Woo, we can all go there.
It's the volleyball tryouts.
Really funny to me how this movie just gets completely sidetracked and tries to be a women in prison film for about 15 minutes.
Yeah, right. And then, right afterwards, Johnny and Boyle get in a gunfight in the freaking garage. They both try to kill each other with the gun. And he's like, yeah, stop it. Okay, let's get in the car. Let's go back to being partners.
Do you need a ride?
You just shot at each other.
They don't go back to being partners because he gets a new partner that is a total dipshit.
Yeah, that's true. But you just shot at each other. This isn't good. Not healthy. You both tried to kill each other and didn't finish the job, and you're just like, all right, well, we both got a crack at hitting each other's with a bullet, so let's call it a draw. Wait, did you say draw? Bang! I get it, because of the gun. And then Boyle drops to his knees dead because, ooh, shit, I forgot I was holding a gun. Bad time to make gun jokes. Sorry, Boyle. And then he backs over him with his car on his way out. Thunk, thunk. And
he's like, that will throw suspicion from a gun shooting.
Yeah. I'm good at crime.
I'll just focus on the tire marks.
So in jail, she's making friends, quote unquote. She's got a protector, Sam. The
sort
protector.
of. I don't know what's going on here. First off, they got the volleyball is poor.
Yeah, it's not great.
They're not good at volleyball. They probably
You don't want to play volleyball on concrete, anyways.
No,
That would suck, man. They don't have pads. They've got those lady prison outfits. They're just like a moo-moo.
Yeah.
No. But anyways, one of the volleyball players is like, hey, don't you pick on her. She's got sweet boobs. And then I'll take a shower, and she just stares at her rack the entire time.
There's just a bunch of naked women in prison happening right now. And they have an interesting conversation which starts with, if you're going to punch somebody, don't get caught punching people. Okay, thanks. You want to use my shampoo? Not really.
Okay.
This is the weird part. You have such nice hair. Here, let me help you. She's like, I've got it. And she's like, no, you missed a spot with your nice hair. You have nice hair. How's that shampoo? It's nice hair.
Yeah. No, it's good. Can you pass the soap? Only if you pass the vagina.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, me, hello, right here. I'm staring at you, and we're in prison. Okay, I get it. I'm going to go to our prison cell that we share together. I'm sure that's going to work out. Johnny, he shows up to prison. He's like, hey, prison girlfriend, will you marry me? She's like, oh, Johnny, you're just so silly. No, I'm serious. Will you marry me? I'm in prison? So
yeah.
No.
And then he goes, I've banged 3,000 women. Marry me.
No, you haven't.
No, you haven't.
No, I have not.
It takes 10 years.
Like all day,
minimum.
every day. Every single day is a new lady. No, you did not, Johnny. The numbers aren't there. Doesn't add up. You're a fine looking man, but I'm thinking about like 20. 20 is about where you... God damn it, how'd you know it was 20? It's actually 19.
7.
8 of them were hand jobs.
2.
It's
One of them was your cousin.
It doesn't count if it's your cousin, right? So
yeah.
I'm down to 6. No, that was a hand job too. That's oh boy. Oh, Johnny, it's fine. So the cellmate tries to rape her.
So
Sam.
does she though? Like they get weird about it,
She
and
says
then it just
no,
cuts
Sam.
away.
She says no and keeps going.
And then later on, they like bye.
Yeah, and then they're best friends.
So
see you on the outside.
They did it, I guess.
I don't think so.
No.
She
No.
fucking crottied her tit, dude. Like, I don't think so. I think I got pretty brutal that night, but then
you make
I don't know.
up quick in prison.
I'm sorry. I tried
You're
to
going to
rape
be
you.
cellmates for the next 29 days.
Very
I'm sorry
lonely.
we had a misunderstanding.
So-
Please respect my boundaries or I'm going to kick your ass again.
I'm
It's
just
the conversation that happened.
really sad that I'm in here and so lonely. And I used to have a real family and everything, and my husband died, and that's what put me on a path to homelessness. And I was arrested for it. Now I'm just really sad and lonely, and I've always been attracted to women with large breasts, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry. God damn it. All right, let's fuck. said Billie.
Turns into a CBS special.
All
after
right.
the cameras are off.
Yeah, get your fingers in there. Come on over here, you. Bring it in to my vagina.
Yeah. Ugh.
Okay, so Johnny goes to the judge, and he's like, hey, my girlfriend's in prison because of you. No, she's in prison because she's an idiot. But you're not helping the situation because you testified against her as one of the arresting officers, so you should have just not done that. But anyways, what can I do you for? Well, I've got pictures of you on microfiche of you with 32 hookers and things in your bottom. You do? Huh. I never did that, but man, I don't remember doing it at least, but I don't want that getting out. Okay.
This was like weird.
Wait, are you
'cause
Judge?
he's like,
Are you Judge Ringert? No, I'm Judge Parker. Shit! I blackmailed the wrong judge. Fuck.
but he's like, I'm not blackmailing you because I didn't do anything. And he's like, oh, in that case, I'm not bribing you. And then he's like, I recorded all this. And they're like, unclear what we should do next.
They just do the
Very
Homer.
Girlfriend out of prison.
Yeah, they just do the Homer absorb into the bushes thing.
Yes.
Okay then, but it works. Judge gets her released, and yeah, she's all like, "Bye, bye, good luck, ladies. We'll miss you, Billie. Oh, Billie, it's It's really weird.
And then she turns around right as the gate's going to shut. And she's like, bye, suckers.
Yeah. I hated prison and I hate all of you. Wow, what a bitch. Johnny's like, I've got a lead on Phil. What,
Well,
like his
before
address?
he's like, move in with me. And she's like, well, I guess it's better than Grandpa's.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they live together now. Yeah, great.
Yeah, because Grandpa's super sad. She just has to get out of there.
Right. Yeah.
She would have went with the first dude that asked her to move in.
All he does is
And
sleep
Rose-
all day now. It's like he's on Valium
Rose
or
is just
something.
there eating things perpetually.
Yeah. And then she passes out. Because now she's hooked on the Valium, too. Grandpa's such a lazy bastard. He sleeps all the time. Chunky. All right, so he's like, yeah, I got a lead on Phil. I'm gonna go check it out. And she's like, can I come? He's like, no, you absolutely can't, because I'm a cop and you don't do the street justice. She's like, okay, well, where you heading though? Oh, they've got this like place where they meet up, a bar. It's on 36th Street. It's called Carly. Hey, let me draw you a map to it, actually. Oh,
Yeah.
Thank you. Very nice of you. But don't go there. You're not going there, right? No, I'm just curious where they hang out, so I know not to ever be in that bar when you're there. What time are you going to go there? Because I was thinking about like 6 tonight and to not go there. I'm not going to be there at 6 o'clock. What time are you going there, Johnny? It'll be later than that. Okay. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Don't wait up.
Where are you going? Where are you going to go first? I go shake down a hooker for some information. Is it the information on finding the perpetrator that you already know where it is? Yes. Yeah. Are you going to take way too long and just not ask her directly where to find him because she probably has
way too
zero loyalty?
This is so weird, this whole sting operation,
Yes.
because his plan is to go to a hooker that banged his partner, may or may not have information on anything, and hope that she's a junkie. Just makes assumptions about hookers. She's probably a junkie, but that she's got fucking H lying around her apartment someplace. All he has to do is find it and play keep away with her until she starts getting the DTs. Then she's going to start singing.
Yeah, that's exactly his plan. Instead of just being like, where do I find this guy? And she's like the second that he put the handcuffs on her, she was going to sing.
Right.
There's a chance she would have told him if he gave her $20.
Right.
Like, this is taking forever. And he waits it out until she gets the DTs versus just being like, where can I find this guy? And she's like, this is his address. And he's like, oh, I already have that information, actually. But one thing that's super funny does happen here is she, in the middle of this very strange interrogation where she's topless the whole time, she's like, I'm thirsty, get me a beer. And he does, and she just fucking blows it up on her bed. Just gets high life all over everything. And you can see her face, like, in shot, that she's like, wasn't expecting beer to just shoot out everywhere, just like, fuck.
I said, hand me a high life. Oh, sorry. You're all the way over there, though. I'm like in the same room.
Beer in my bed.
Meanwhile, Billie's out in the goddamn freaking park again, running around like a damn idiot.
Yep.
And now there's some dudes in the cars, and this is freaking crazy. He's like, hey, there's one, says the driver, and they drive up to her, and the driver gets out, chases her. His buddy, like, gets out of the car, chases after him, and he's, like, cracking beers and running down, chasing his buddy, but he's just, like, moving slowly because he's just drinking beer. And I think this whole thing is, like, these two guys hadn't seen each other in a while. And he's like, well, we can't drink at my place because the wife's there. And could we drink at your place? And the other guy's like, oh, no, we can't go there because he doesn't have a place. Well, just drink in my car. Okay, let's go drink in your car. It'd be nice to catch up. And then this guy turns out to be a fucking rapist. And the other guy's like, wait, where are you going? And he's still drinking beers. This other guy's not a rapist.
They're just enjoying America's favorite pastime of the 70s and early 80s, which is drinking and driving.
Yeah, that too. I think I think one guy's definitely a rapist.
The
Anyway,
one guy's a rapist.
yeah, so she
She
karates
stomps
him.
his balls 3 times.
Yep, the trifecta.
Triple tap on the nutsack.
Yeah. Smashes his nuts. And then she pushes the beer guy off a fucking cliff.
And then I'm assuming that if you watch the trailer, this is probably in the trailer, because she stands over the cliff staring down at him and says, "You shouldn't attack women. It's not nice."
That's not nice.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
That gets to like her battle cry for the rest of the movie is about being nice.
Yeah, it's totally garbage day for this movie. That's the only for real part I remember of watching this. Don't mess with girls in the park. That's not nice. It's worse than not nice, lady.
And then he's like, "Don't push people off cliffs. Also not nice. Just roll my beers down after me, please. Don't jog in the park at night. It's bad. Thank you. Bye."
Oh my god. So the hookers got he got whatever he needed from the hooker. And Billie goes to this, like, she doesn't go to Charles' bar first, she goes to some house. And that's where the goatee rapist is, with some other dude who I've never seen in this movie.
This is like during the day. So
During the day.
film loses track because in the previous scene, he's like, "We'll go there in the morning."
Mm-hmm.
But then there's like night and day that happens, and you're like, whatever, I guess it's a different day or something. But these guys are having a lawn party without a lawn.
Right?
Because that yard is shitty.
It's shitty.
And they're just sitting on a table full of empties, like getting drunk.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. One of them, shit, it's her. I guess he told his buddy that, of his trials and tribulations with this Billie lady. He's like, "Oh shit, I'll try to karate her." He doesn't. They get their asses kicked. So then she goes to Charlie's, the bar, and they
to beat out the information of where they were when she just found them by
Right.
going to their house.
Yep. Ugh. Oh, and Johnny's the whole time is like trying to find her. He goes to Grandpa's house. "Where's Billie? Where's Billie?" Because he told her where to go. Didn't look there.
There.
Because of vengeance and all that. Where could she be? I don't know. Idiot. She's spotted immediately because she's in disguise. It's night now, and she's dressed like an old person because she's going to try to dupe these guys into assaulting an old person. So she wears a floppy hat and puts it over her head. "Now I'm old."
She dresses up like her grandma.
Yeah.
And
Well, her
she's
grandma's
committed
dead.
to-
They know her grandma's dead.
She's committed to realism. She puts actual groceries from the house in the bag rather than just whatever.
They're like, "Hey, there she is. That's Billie. Hey, Billie, shitty disguise. Ah, damn it." So they start chasing after her in the car, and she leads them to an abandoned warehouse where they fight. And I don't know what that
Phil backs over his friend and kills him.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's going poorly for everybody involved in this fight because she does some things where she injures herself. Like she does this flying kick into a bunch of boxes that he's behind, and she doesn't get up immediately. She's like, "Ow!"
Yeah. It starts poorly for her because she immediately realizes that she can't use karate against a car.
Yeah.
And they're just doing donuts around her, but they decide to get out for whatever reason.
She gets stabbed, doesn't she? Or is that who gets
She gets
stabbed?
her arm cut
Yeah, she
enough
gets
to
her arm
have
cut.
a wet t-shirt contest,
Yeah, right.
and she wins.
Phil backs over his
Again.
buddy.
Yeah.
And then he tries to take a breather up on the roof. Phil does. He's just like, "Oh boy, that was a bad fight."
So he gets the shit kicked out of him and he goes upstairs like he's in a horror movie.
Right.
And then he sees a banana chair and he's like, "Oh fuck, banana chair. Awesome." Like it's over and just starts taking a nap.
Oh shit, you found me on the roof of the building we were fighting in when you saw me go up the stairs. I never thought you were going to do that. Damn it. He kicked me off of the roof to my death. He's dead.
He actually filled up the street.
Oh. Joke of the
With
show,
his dead body.
right there. Tell your mom. Tell your pappy. Like, tell your friends. Sam has one joke of the show. Ding, ding, ding. On the way out of the hospital, because she's all cut up, she's going to jail, and she's like, you can't arrest me, you're a nurse. Oh, God, this lady's kind of a bitch. And she opens up a door and smashes Johnny Cop right in the face again. All full circle.
Yep.
That's
Let's
the end of
get
the movie.
married.
Yep.
Street Justice, the sitcom.
All right, questions. Jackie.
So, why didn't they just go arrest Scar?
Yeah, exactly, because of So, why didn't they? Did they get married? I don't have it. There's no answer, Jackie.
There's no answer to why no one goes to get each other when everyone knows where everyone is the entire time.
There's a whole thing that actually happens. You hold up the picture. Yeah, that's the guy. Okay, and then they go round up that guy and pull a bunch of other guys out of jail. They do the thing in front of the room. It's called a lineup. No, that's him. Number 6. Say the line. What is it in Usual Suspects? Put the money in the bag, motherfucker, or whatever it is that they say. And then Johnny gets Phil is arrested. He's charged. He gets a court date. That's how that works.
Okay, well then I'll ask the other question that can't be answered. Why are they stealing tires and stabbing old people for groceries when it is revealed that they sell cocaine?
They
which
sell
is
cocaine.
highly profitable.
It's nice. This is the early 80s. This is big cash money, dude. Coke is taps. These guys are kingpins. And they're shaking down old folks and tires.
And living in shitholes?
What is this, Dayton, Ohio? Come on.
They do better in Dayton.
They do better in Dayton.
I will say, though, that the only one that used his cocaine money correctly was Scar, because he had a sweet leather jacket with snakes, gold
Phil.
snakes on the front. Phil. Well, his nickname was Scar.
Oh, okay.
Scar
Scarface.
Police Records.
His jacket was sweet.
Which they may have removed as much of that as they could because Scarface came out the year before this because they waited 2 years to release it.
Right. Product placement, intentional or just, we're not getting
Lazy.
comps. Yeah, it's lazy. That's what I think.
It's just lazy. No, Miller High Life and Arby's did not give these people any money
Yeah.
to shoot
Or
in
Nike.
LA without permits, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, they're not comps. Or they couldn't get comps. What was my question? I don't remember. I don't care. Oh, should we have gotten more of Sally Mancini? What's her name?
Karin Mani.
Karin Mani? Should we have gotten more of her?
Honestly, yeah, I could have done if she had 3 of these booby karate movies, it would be a 3-peat film afternoon.
Okay.
It's fun. She's great. Because she doesn't stink any worse than most of the people that are in this level of a movie. It's a real sweet spot. It's unfortunate that she doesn't have like 8 or 9 of these things. That would have been great.
Jackie, you agree?
Yeah, I mean, she was fun.
Okay. I don't think she could have ever been Cynthia Rothrock for me, but yeah, I could have.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah, I could have done more. Final recommendations, I think, or does anybody got anything else?
No.
No
No.
idea. Okay. Let's start with Jax.
Do
Okay.
based off the fact that it was total crap and it was entertaining and weird, and you kind of want it to end, and it kind of doesn't make a whole lot of sense sometimes, but the weird one-liners in it are totally worth it.
Okay. I also will give it a do. I'm not in love with this movie by any means. It's pretty standard fare for this point in time and genre. It's just a street crime justice film with a karate booby lady. But it does have its moments, for sure, that stand out from the rest of the pack. And so it's a do from me, but don't expect something like,
Vigilante with Fred Williamson.
Yeah, or
And Robert
New York
Forster.
Ninja or something like that.
Yeah.
It's pretty budget, not a lot to be done with.
It's standard street justice fare.
Yeah, it's standard street justice fare. Sam.
Yeah, and I think that this actually kind of speaks to the genre, is that a meager offering in the street justice requires very little to elevate it for us to give it a do, because it's just it's always so silly. It always is so silly with this bullshit because it's such a bad idea that it almost always works as a bad movie. And then also, if you're like a creepy old guy, her taking her shirt off is worth the price of admission. So do.
Okay. Sam's a creepy old guy. Also, it's a pretty fun riffer. Lots of stuff to do there.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, good one. To do with
I
friends.
think I'm probably going to get the Blu-ray if it's under $15, something like that.
There you go. All right, next week on the show, it's Jackie's pick. Darling, do you have something to bring us?
No.
No.
I have found something for you that you can at least look at on Amazon Prime.
Is it that lady's cans again?
It's called Broctopussy, and it could be dangerous.
I'm looking it up.
Okay, well, we're not going to wait for you to do that. Find out what's on the show next week, fam. Go to patreon.com/StinkerMadness if you want to chuck a buck our way. Hit us up on Facebook. Email us to talk at Stinker Madness as well. Have a great week, and get to the chopper.